Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, where we create a space for people to vent, where we create an opportunity for empowerment, where we create a space for people to just share their concerns, to share about, their everyday, day to day. And it's just a way to empower somebody, to encourage somebody. So I hope that this channel definitely accomplishes that. And so with that in mind, I want to start venting about my experience that I had today and the experience that I had in a medical space as well. And so I went to see a specialist today, and without going into everything, and so a question was asked, and it seems to me that that's kind of like a typical question that, doctors ask, because of what is going on in our society with the pandemic and so forth, and there's nothing wrong with asking that question, right? Because in reality, doctors are supposed to be concerned about their patient, and apparently, my doctor did not get the response that he probably was expecting or hoping for, and his immediate reaction to me was, "Well, I know you're not a." I will say blank supporter. That's what I'll say. I just want to, and you can just kind of fill a letter in there, capital letter, out of respect, because all of those people are idiots, right? This is what my doctor said to me. So there were so many implications that he made by making that statement. I know that you are not. Oh, so he knows me that well, supposedly, um, to say that I know that you are not. And really, what it is that when our when the capacity that of interaction is patient doctor, and when I'm there, just maybe once every so often, then you begin to kind of wonder, well, this conversation, where is it going? Because in the back of your mind, you're saying to yourself, well, no, that's not true because you don't really know me, sir. How could you say I know? Where are you getting the rest of your information from? Who is inspiring you? Who is motivating you to kind of elevate you to the place where you know about me as an African American woman, to the point that you are saying that. And what you're not realizing is that you've done is that you were insulting me, because you are saying that I am, and you're implying that I am only supposed to think a certain way, that I do not have the ability to engage in critical thinking, that I do not have the ability to kind of do my own research and to kind of explore and to just draw my own conclusions. And what you're implying is that I don't have the ability to be able to make informed decisions. So I began to, it just seemed like this doctor was just, he just kind of started to become agitated because he didn't get the response that he wanted. And so I responded to him in a way that he didn't expect. He didn't expect the answer that I gave him. And so he turned around and he said to me, more or less, how could you basically support someone, or someone that's racist, or someone that has done all of these things? And I was just quietly, just meditating inside and just processing, well, how am I going to respond to my doctor given the responses, given the interaction that I really wasn't expecting. And all I could say to him is that as a Christian, I am supposed to love those that hate me and those that have done wrong things and those that have done bad things. And I'm not just saying that to say, oh, as a Christian, I am speaking about that as my personal conviction. Because guess what? Not every Christian kind of supports that. Not every Christian supports this thing of, okay, turning the other cheek. So, no, I'm going to speak about myself. Okay, I'm not, when we say, maybe I shouldn't say Christian, but I want to say my personal conviction. So, of course, he wasn't happy with the response that he got from me. And the only thing I just wind up thinking and saying is that I guess I'm I don't even want to say the I word because he referenced people as being idiots, and I know that I'm not. But I found myself coming down to his level, and then I stopped. I said, no, something isn't right here. Something isn't right. So what what I'm trying to what really resonated with me from that interaction and for the rest of the day is that if I am feeling a certain way about just this limited interaction that I had with what transpired today, there's got to be somebody else out there that is feeling the same thing or has had a similar experience or been in a position where they actually felt bullied, because really it's almost like it's like you're so afraid to use the term medical bullying, but what I'm saying is that a patient should go into medical space. And I know, if you've got an established relationship with your doctor, and I actually don't. I mean, when I consider established relationship, I'm talking about something for years and years and years. Somebody that knows you in and out, somebody that, it just knows a lot of details. And so for me, for a patient going into medical space, right? It should be a caring space. It should be a kind space, because I know that a lot of doctors, I'm sure they went into medicine because they care about people, right? Because they prioritize the person's health over politics, right? But in this case today, it seemed like politics was prioritized over my health and over the way that I was feeling. And so I just don't know. I know that a lot has happened. People have experienced a lot of things. People are confused. But I just want to say, just let's keep the politics out of the medical space. That's all I ask for. That's all I'm begging for. Please. Everyone has a right to their own opinion, correct? And everyone has a right to draw their own conclusions and to make up their own decisions. But I think that there are certain spaces where it should be non-negotiable whether, you talk about certain things. It's just like certain social interactions now, because of how things are going on. There's certain conversations that people can't have. You know, the goal for the human race, I feel, should be bringing us together and not dividing us, right? And I know that when, our presidents get into offices, I believe for the most part, that is the goal. That is what everyone desires. So then I have to think about those things that would segregate and that would divide us, right? And so going back to when somebody has done something wrong, so you think, or it's alleged, or treated somebody in a way that made you feel uncomfortable, um, I think it's important for us to give ourselves time to really analyze and to really get all of the facts before we kind of encourage and force someone else to think the way we are thinking. For instance, I feel that this person is a bad person, so therefore you must you must also feel that way. And if you don't feel that way, how dare you? How could you? Again, the other question he asked. Remember the two things. The first thing he said, I know that you are not. That's the first thing. And then the other question or the point is like, how could you? Those are some really strong statements. So this has been my experience today. If any of you have any comments, I would love to hear your feedback. Please comment, because this is how we learn from each other, right? I also always like to play devil's advocate, because perhaps this doctor started his day out wrong. Perhaps maybe he had something happen to him, right? Prior to coming in to the medical space. Maybe he might have dealt with a really hard to handle or a difficult patient, prior to me coming into space. And so I'm always trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. But then I have to realize and say that some things are non negotiable. And the non negotiable thing in a medical space is that, please, doctors, nurses, um, caretakers of people and so forth, please leave the politics out of the zone, or please leave the politics out of the space. Please share, please comment, please like, so that we can all grow together. Have a good evening, guys. Bye bye.